Hi, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Welcome to the second day play report on both the matches. One is India versus Australia at the MCG, and South Africa versus Sri Lanka at the Kingsmead in Durban. Now, just talking about the first, let me go on to the match between India and Australia. As you know, it was Australia who resumed at the overnight score of 6 down for 277. The tail, I wouldn't say it really wagged. In fact, Zahir Khan was the one who came and finished it off very quickly. He had 4 for 77 in his back, 31 overs, 6 maidens, 77 runs and 4 wickets. Ravichandran Ashwin chipped in with 3 wickets for 81, 29 overs, 3 maidens. Umesh Yadav couldn't pick up any wicket, 26 overs, 5 maidens, 106 runs and 3 wickets. And 24 overs, 7 maidens, none for 48 for Ishant Sharma. So, yesterday on the second day at the MCG, Australia were all out for 333, a triple Nelson there. The first to go was Zahir Khan actually, started off proceedings for the day by getting rid of Brad Haddin, who was caught by Sehwag at point for 27 with 1-4. Peter Siddle was the one who, he didn't last much. The other day he was on 34, so today he made only 41 before becoming a victim of Zahir Khan. And then Ashwin took the remaining 2 wickets with some a little bit of some resistance, I would say. Pattinson was not out on 18, and Hilfenhaus contributed 19 with 3 boundaries, playing a bit aggressively. And Nathan Lyon was clean bowled around his legs by Ashwin for 6. 333 all out for Australia. And India started off with Gautam Gambhir and Sehwag, and both of them they were looking a bit, I wouldn't say a bit tentative against James Pattinson, was bowling with a lot of fire, and Ben Hilfenhaus also was able to move the ball both ways, and there was this sort of an element of doubt. But as you know, Sehwag plays his game in the same fashion. I mean, he does not really care whether the ball is swinging, whether the ball is not swinging. For him, the ball is there to be hit, and that's what he does well. It went on, and Gambhir played a very, very poor stroke actually to give Australia the breakthrough there, as Gambhir was caught by Brad Haddin behind the wicket, bowled by Hilfenhaus. He tried to glide a delivery from Hilfenhaus through the slip cordon. Now, that is something which you can do it in India, because on Indian pitches, the ball doesn't bounce so much, and you really get the ball to get in between the slips, and it goes for 4. But here, as you know, the Australian conditions, the MCG, the bounce was there, and Gambhir was beaten by that, because Hilfenhaus got the ball to bounce, and Gambhir was snaffled by Haddin behind the wickets for 3. So the first wicket to go. And after that, Virendra Sehwag decided to really, play some very good strokes. In fact, he was not afraid to actually, loft. That is his natural game. He likes to just attack, is the best form of defense. And at the other end, Rahul Dravid joined him. And Rahul Dravid, as you know, started off very, very confidently. There was a beautiful shot of his legs, which went for a boundary. And Sehwag decided to just play his strokes. And when Sehwag is there, the scoreboard keeps moving. Hit straight. It's very difficult to bowl to like a batsman like Sehwag, and Sehwag is such a person that he could actually get into the nerves of the bowlers, and that's what happened actually. James Pattinson, on his follow through, was actually blocking Sehwag, so probably Sehwag actually told him that you need to give me some space, and probably Pattinson spoke a few words, probably said something, and Sehwag actually got a bit riled, and he said that your place is in the you'll have to return to your fielder spot, something like that. And then David Warner and Ponting coming. So a bit of needle going on. As you know, in Australia, this is something which is very, very, very common. Nothing new in Australia. Sledging is a part of the game there. And after that, Sehwag and Dravid then took on the score to 97. So that is a neat little partnership there, which actually gave India a bit of a sort of a breather there. It's 97 for 2, and Sehwag finally was gone, as James Pattinson, with some lots of pace there, rattled Sehwag's middle stump for 67 with 7 fours, and that came off just 83 deliveries. So it was a good entertainment for the very, very huge Bob, the crowd there at the MCG. Dravid was joined in by Tendulkar, and 97 for 2. India not only consolidated, they strengthened their position with Sachin Tendulkar coming in, and immediately Sachin Tendulkar was not looking good. He got an edge past his stumps, but once he came back after the lunch resumption after lunch, Tendulkar was in full flow. He was playing with gay abandon. He actually slashed Peter Siddle over the slips for a six, and he played some very good strokes as is his wont. And Rahul Dravid also kept match. I mean, Rahul Dravid was more of a person who was really staying at the wicket and giving good support to Tendulkar. But Tendulkar, on the other hand, was playing his strokes and was looking very, very good. His punch on the punch through the covers and the normal shots that he plays, his whip through the whip of his legs. And that took on the score to 214. And all the hard work was done by the two stalwarts there. And well, that was a real shame that Tendulkar, after playing such an innings, had to actually be clean bowled by Siddle just towards the close of play when Siddle got an inducker into Tendulkar's stumps, and Tendulkar was beaten by pace, clean bowled by Siddle for 73, 8 fours and 1 6, and the night watchman had to be sent. Vishan Sharma survived 3 balls to be remain not out. Rahul Dravid remained not out on 68 with 6 boundaries, looking like a solid, very solid there. 214 for 3 India finished with. So it's only another 119 runs separating India from Australia to take the lead. And the bowling figures, well, Pattinson 15 overs, 3 maidens, 35 runs and 1 wicket. Wickets were shared a piece by Ilfanos, 1 for 50, Siddle 1 for 53. Nathan Lyon couldn't do much, as you know. Virendra Sehwag was going after him, 14 overs, 2 maiden, none for 53. 5 overs for 15 for Michael Hussey, the change bowlers, and David Warner, 2 overs, no maiden, none for 8. And this is what Michael Clarke does. He basically brings an innovation into the captaincy by using all the bowlers at his disposal, and that is something which is very good, because Michael Hussey did give some troubled times to Sachin Tendulkar when he came on. Now let me take you on to Kingsmead in Durban on the second day's play report in South Africa and Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka, resuming at their overnight score, took on stretched the lead to 338 with Samaravira going on to get his 13th Test century. And let me tell you, this will give a lot of heart for Samaravira, because for 2 years there has been a run drought for Samaravira. He's not been able to get to a century, which he was doing it with customary regularity. And Samaravira then had 102 to his name with 11 fours. Other than that, Hereth actually gave some support, contributing 30 or 54 balls with 4 fours. But Marchandi Lang actually cleaned up everything. Actually, Hereth and Samaravira had actually taken the score on to 335 for 8. After that, there was just only 3 runs more were added, and it was all over. Samaravira was a victim of Marchandi Longe, and Vellagadra was gone for Longe, and it was Marchandi Longe actually becoming the best debutant of 2011, finishing with the highest number of wickets as a debutant there. As you know, there have been 8 debutants who have taken 5-wicket bag in 2011, and Marchandi Lang would be taking the cake there. 23.2 overs, 3 maidens, 81 runs and 7 wickets, bowled splendidly. 2 for 61 for Markle, 1 for 101 for Imran Tahir. And then South Africa, in their reply, they didn't start off well, as in fact they lost 3 quick wickets with the score on 27 when it was Jacques Rudolph who was out down the leg side. Caught Vellagadra bowled Pereira for 7. Graham Smith held his bat limply outside the off stump as Chandimal behind the wickets snaffled his first catch after making his Test debut behind the wickets of the bowling of Vellagadra for 15. And Jack Scalise was out for a blob, as he was gone to a very good delivery from Vellagadra, just moved in, and Jayawardene took the catch and he was gone for a duck. So that made it 27 for 3, and then it was Hashim Amla and AB de Villiers actually repairing the situation to a very good extent. The Hashim Amla playing a wonderful strokes all around the offside. He was punching the ball, he was peppering the offside with strokes, and you know, the strokes that he was playing with were absolutely gay abandon. And AB de Villiers was a restrictive self, just giving support to Amla at the other end. But after that, things went horribly wrong for South Africa. From a position of strength at 103 for 3, they were all out for 68, so 7 wickets going down for 65 runs. It was Vellagadra who did all the damage. 16.4 overs, 3 maidens, 52 runs and 5 wickets, moving the ball very well. And the spinner Rangana had a chipped in, 20 overs, 7 minutes, 49 runs and 4 wickets. And that was it. South Africa putting up the lowest scoring in Sri Lanka, 168 all out. Ashwell Prince was dismissed in a very, very bad fashion. I thought it was a very silly shot from Ashwell Prince, considering the circumstances that they were in, because he went for a reverse sweep and was not not called for at all, but he was gone for 11. And then Boucher was out for 3. But Dale Steyn, what he couldn't do with the what he couldn't do with the ball, he did it with the bat here, because Dale Steyn was the one who really prevented South Africa from following on by contributing a very quick 29 of just 36 deliveries, 2 4s and 2 6s. And other than that, as I said, it was Herath and Velagadra among the sharing the spoils there. Simran Tai was out for 11, and Longi was out for 9, and Dale Steyn was not out on 29. And that was it. And Sri Lanka, with rain stopping play, bringing an early end to the second day's play proceedings. Tilakendra Dilshan, after smashing a 4 of the bowling of Dale Steyn, was out for 4. Paranavitana was not out on 0. Sangakkara was not out on 3. And they're 177 runs ahead after taking a 173 run lead. And I would say the Kingsmead Durban pitch continues to haunt South Africa. They were in a position of strength at 105 for 2, with Amla and de Villiers doing well. But as Graham Smith said before the start of the match, that the jinx has to be broken. Yes, South Africa, you have to break the jinx, because they have once again floundered here at the Kingsmead Durban, and they are really looking with the backs to the wall. They are 177 runs ahead Sri Lanka going into the third day, and I think we have a wonderful prospect of play remaining, and whether South Africa can prevent Sri Lanka from doing anything serious damage to South Africa. Whether that is what South Africa has to see tomorrow. That's it from me, your host Ram, for the Cricket Happening show for today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.